As a new class of players enters the league tonight, I'm reminded of two giants of our
Yo, what's good? What's good? We got the draft. We got the draft.
Jerry West, the number 2 pick in the 1960 NBA draft, and Bill Walton, who was selected number 1, 74. Jerry played in 9 NBA finals and won 9 championships as a player and executive. Bill won 2 championships at UCLA and 2 more in the NBA. Both were named one of the 50 greatest players.
Come on, nigga. Let's get to the get down, bro. Nobody want to hear all that shit.
Their
Adam Silver.
Their personalities, their interests, and their style.
Nobody want to hear all that, Adam Silver. Let's get to the get down, nigga.
But what connected them was their shared love and devotion to the game of basketball and their dream of playing in the NBA. The same dream that bonds this year's draft picks. Like Jerry West and Bill Walton, all the players selected tonight have their own.
I love watching the draft. WU every SCN Mike Weary Weary.
Culmination of years of hard work and dedication.
Come on, dog.
The draft, of course, is also an important night for our teams. Look no further than the Boston Celtics, the reigning NBA champions.
Drop some RIPs in the chat for the ones we just lost, man. 2 legends, Jerry West and Bill Walton.
2 players who became all-stars and then led their team to its first championship in 16 years. Congratulations again to the Celtics on a record-setting 18.
Celtics. Why y'all hating so much?
And some boos because screw the Celtics.
In Brooklyn and watching around the world. Thank you for your support throughout the season. We wouldn't be here without you. Let's get started.
Here we go.
The first pick in the 2024 NBA draft belongs to the Atlanta Hawks, who have 5 minutes to make their selection.
Let's go.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to apologize ahead of time because I think this year they read out the donos, and I don't know if I accidentally turned that on.
Listen. I'm waiting. These bums taking all day. See what Atlanta gonna do with the first overall pick. Listen, they taking all day for some shit we already know about to happen, bro. Salute. I think Alex Sarr go number 1, but who knows? I'm really waiting on them.
What I'll say is that kind of is what I'm looking for tonight's draft. A lot of conversation has been about what people's opinion is on the draft and the strength of the draft. Is it weak, whatever? But I think because of the lack of
if he wasn't dissing, then he wouldn't be discussing the Come on now. I need y'all to hurry up.
All
right, I muted it, so I think that'll
their
fix it.
talent.
Right.
That is the complicated spot that Atlanta's in, and that's what we're all waiting to find out.
And if it is Zachary Ricochet, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported that they were zeroing in on here, Jay, he fits
Salute y'all. I'm just waiting for the
in
first
these
name to
sort
be
of
called.
lead because Atlanta really struggled defensively last year.
He checks a lot of boxes in the versatility category on both ends of the floor. He's a really good team defender. He's not a spectacular NBA athlete, but he's athletic. And he
So
does
I'm
a
waiting
lot
to
of
see
things on the
who,
offensive end. He can
I just
shoot
wish we
it.
could go back to last year's NBA draft and hear how they were talking about Wemby compared to this year.
Feel me?
It's so funny.
Needs rim protection.
It's like, oh yeah, he's not the most athletic
Time
player,
for
but he's
scared him.
alright, you know.
Alex Sarr and
He plays
Donovan
basketball.
Mitchell
He's
certainly
cool.
would have to be considered there
It's
as
time for
well,
us to
but
scare them
it sounds
again.
like Ricochet
PG,
is a player that they're
Bobby
really
Portis.
interested in.
Now we got to do get Nick Claxton. It's happening, Cheyenne. Y'all was laughing at us last year. You're not gonna be laughing this year, bro.
In the Hawks draft headquarters.
Well, I talked to Landry Fields last week, GM of the Hawks, and he said the Hawks. they don't
No,
have-
I'll do a StreamYard tonight, man. Probably a little short StreamYard after the day one is over.
Collectively, the fans don't know what to
My
cheer
baby
for at
Jared
halftime.
McCain will be
Whoever they
number
just
one.
got
I love
really
him.
excited about picking, it's going to lean to
What
a
kind of
style
shit is
and
that?
hopefully the team being more
By the
unified
way,
out there on the court.
This draft, I think,
Yeah, and
if
the
you
Jays
see a
got
real
27
reaction when the fifth pick come, I'm going crazy.
Fourth in defense on on-ball screens. 29th in
Because
transition
the
beat
Pistons, I
and
swear to God,
25th
on my
in
life,
protection.
Okay, Richard.
What?
I mean, this is abnormal.
You got notes over here?
It's abnormal under Quinn Snyder, though, who obviously
Pistons, don't fuck it
had
up.
Gobert for so much of
Yes.
his tenure, but we
Cheyenne,
see a prowess from him.
they talking
That's
to
one of the
get
things that they brought him in
Andrew
for. They
Wiggins
brought
sent
him in to
for
try to
Bobby
boost their
Portis.
overall defense. It
We
still
are
hasn't
prepared
worked.
to
I don't know if
offer
there's a collective
PG-13. Go
buy-in
watch my
as a
video.
group. That's
We are
the issue
prepared
we
to
saw when
offer
Trae Young was out.
PG-13 the
DeJounte
max.
Murray was playing,
And we are
Howard Taylor
interested in
that
Nick
just only
Claxton
fueled
from
the
sources
fire.
that I've
And
been
then they
seeing
get gifted
and
with the number one pick with a
shit I've been
3% chance,
doing.
and now they have
Also,
it's a great place to
OG
be, but it
Anunoby
also
is re-signing with the
complicates
Knicks
things a little bit more.
It looks
per
like we have at least
Woj.
one
I
Hawks
found that
fan
out.
in the building.
All of them are
I got a
building as well.
video
Wait, no.
called Breaker
There's three
Woj
total,
Hendo.
some berets to go
I'm
with it.
extension
You
of
think that's
Woj.
to welcome in potentially
So,
Zachary Ricochet?
the Knicks,
We talk about
they for
defense
real.
and
There's no way they knew
protection,
that they were
but you can
taking
also
Zachary
offer defense
Ricochet
by
this
having
early.
Enthusiastic perimeter defenders.
Alex Sarr don't want to go
The
to
pick was
Indy.
spoiled, by the way,
Gonna
but
go to
like a lot of
Atlanta.
you guys said, don't spoil the pick.
So,
Those two guys aren't French.
But I currently know the pick.
What do they need? Wine?
Sacre bleu.
they taking Zachary or Ricochet because
maybe an afternoon cappuccino.
I'm just glad they're here, repping the city.
Repping the city, wondering who is going to be joining him in their city in Atlanta.
they're gonna take all
as
day
they are on
to
the clock with
motherfucking
the
draft.
number one pick. We are hearing they are getting close. Obviously, we just saw the draft headquarters where some exciting phone calls were potentially made. If you're moving
first-
this checklist,
I always wonder when everybody knows who the pick is, why do they take so long? I'm trying to make sure we don't get taken.
The Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Ricochet from the Lyon, France.
Zachary
and Francis
Ricochet, he
J.
goes first.
Moron
That means
Grade the
Alex
pick
Sarr
in the
going
chat,
second.
guys.
That means Alex Sarr is going second. He didn't want to go to Atlanta, so yeah, I know.
More celebratory drinks go.
I got it right here. I was a little behind.
Jared McCain will be number one. I love him.
Sister was the MVP of the U16 European Championship
Let's
last
go
summer.
Supersonic.
Fellow Frenchman
Bring them
Victor
back.
Wembanyama. He says that he probably doesn't know anybody more talented than Zachary Ricochet.
So Risa
in this
Sarr is
draft.
like
But we talked about his
Wembanyama type.
versatility, Malika. He's a two-way
I think
winger
Alex Sarr
that
is going
a
to be
very
better
confident
because
shooter.
I am 2 days
like
into
a mix
college,
of
and I am
Giannis
3 lectures
and
from
He's
him.
rangy on both ends
That's
of the
not
floor.
good.
I like the way he moves without the ball, and he can cut off the ball.
And I
with
don't think that he
Trae
plays
Young and
defense
DeJounte
like
Murray,
Alex
that's
Sarr.
going to be an important factor. He's talented and
The
has a
flight
lot of
mic is
potential.
crushing
I wouldn't
on
call him
Alex
an
Sarr
explosive
hard.
athlete, but he's a good athlete. And he's not really a creator, but he's a talented player that can play on both ends of the floor for the Atlanta Hawks.
We talked about Atlanta and their
Paul George is not staying in California. Paul George wants a max deal, Cheyenne. he's not getting a max deal from the Clippers, which means he's going to have to take a pay cut. He's not doing that. So Paul George is gone. Mark my words, Cheyenne. Yep.
Their defensive struggles. Zachary Risache is an active, intelligent defender. He's enthusiastic
Somebody said something that I agree with.
on that side.
Malika, every NBA team.
You're giving me a good feeling.
We tell the stories that matter most.
My thing is this. I think this draft, the best players are not coming at the top.
More than any wing player in this class. 39% three-point shooter. Risache started in a EuroLeague game as a 16-year-old. Now he needs to improve his ball handling and shot creation to become more than just a 3-and-D role player like he mostly was this season, as well as...
So he needs to improve. But like I said, I think Alex Sarr, what's up, little CJ? Nah, I don't think this draft weak. You can't say that because you don't know what these kids gonna be. You can't go off of what they was doing in college. You cannot listen. You cannot think somebody's gonna be something because of what they did in college. You have to wait till they develop here or wait till they get here and develop. Give them at least a year. Give them at least 2 years before you decide who's a bust and who's not. You don't know who's gonna be what. I don't like when y'all do that. Like, you don't know who's gonna be what. I could say the last year draft was weak. Scoot Henderson was trash. Brandon Miller was okay, but Jaime Jaquez, he was good, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta wait.
Add strength with
whatever it takes. Hawks. It's actually good to see the international flavor that we have seen.
It's giving
it
is kind of giving Andrea Bargnani.
And now
here, we took a look at the scene at State Farm Arena, your new home arena. What are you thinking about joining the Atlanta Hawks?
So exciting.
Whatever his name is.
There's a lot of feelings and emotions right now. So I don't know what to say, but
thank you, Top
special. And
how was it weak? We ain't even seen him play.
Blessed by the years that
Sarr going number 2.
All the work that I've been through.
Salute, Al. My bad. Salute.
I'm so happy to have them here. My friends.
For sure, Cheyenne.
This is
amazing.
TJ.
Bro's got to get a translator.
You got it. It's very special. Congratulations, Zach. We'll send it back upstairs.
Monica,
I want to see what my Pistons do, and I want to see what the Spurs do.
Oh, look at Monica McNutt comforting him. I kind of feel bad.
After they are drafted,
bro,
it is.
What you feel bad for?
No, not the Hawks fans saying we're cooked, bro. He's actually pretty good at basketball. Calm down.
That's because fans don't be knowing what the fuck they talking about, bro. Fans do not be knowing what the fuck they talking about. That be the problem with y'all. You ain't even seen this man play yet. You talking about y'all? They already talking about they cooked. You ain't even seen him play yet. You don't even know what he gonna look like. Y'all be killing me. They said the same thing about Trae Young. He wouldn't be able to come to the league and do nothing. And look what he's able to do. Y'all gotta stop that shit, bro. Yeah, 3 hours for one round. You got 5 minutes of stuff. You got draft trades and shit like that. So of course it's gonna be 3 hours. You got all type of draft trades, all type of shit.
Nobody knew care could be so complicated.
Trump was a failure on health care.
Hundreds of thousands of Black Americans lost health.
Yeah, man, they talking crazy, bro.
Washington Wizards, they are on the clock. Really, the question for the Wizards is what is next in this rebuild
DBZ?
that they are going through. This is an organization very much in flux post-Bradley Beal and John Wall. They went 15-67 last season, the worst record in franchise history. Kyle Kuzma, though, was one of their bright spots, averaging just over 22 points.
Yeah, the Knicks fans cheering. They got Mikal Bridges and OG signed back. They should be cheering, should. Damn, Alex Sarr about to go to Washington, and they gonna be trash.
Overtime elite and Australia's first Wildcats of the NBL.
So Alex Sarr goes second.
The 19-year-old Frenchman who helped France actually win a silver medal at the 2023 FIBA U19 World Cup. As Jay mentioned, he's been a pro since he was 14 years old. When he was with Real Madrid, he spent 2 seasons, of course, with the Overtime Elite and a year with
Yes, they are.
His brother, Olivier Sarr, plays for the Oklahoma City.
I'm just saying he's really wrong.
Sharing this draft.
That's it. Like, he has the tools to be good.
But Sarr certainly has, Andrea, one of the more unique paths to the NBA.
Absolutely. I mean, he has played internationally. He has so much experience. You have to think he's drawing from his older brother's experience as well.
I think he could be good.
In the NBA, like you said. The thing about Alex Sarr, he can light a fire under the Washington Wizards defensively. It's the first thing he mentioned at the NBA Combine to Christine Williamson when she talked to him. He said,
Roddy got snubbed. Great the pick, guys.
Passion on that side. The Washington Wizards can lean into that, and his ceiling is high.
Let's bring back Jonathan Gabon.
I want to see footage.
Hey, Malik. Hopefully at a pick and roll, and even stepping outside and making 22 three-pointers this season gives him quite a bit of upside to tap into on that end of the floor as he gets stronger and tougher and improves his feel for the game. Sarr's camp honed in on Washington from very early on in this process with general.
So we got Arisha Shea, whatever his fucking name is, Arisha Shea first, Alex Sarr second to the Wizards. The Rockets on the clock. Then we got
here. Malika, it's 2 for 2 now. The French Revolution continues in the NBA.
And your miles are all the way up, Jonathan. You were traveling the globe seeing Alex Sarr's journey because, as we mentioned, we haven't really seen one quite like this. He was born in Bordeaux, France. He started playing basketball at the age of 4 years old. Rich, were you playing at 4?
No, but little Richard was.
Little Richard's already playing there. Real Madrid, he played for from 2019 to 2021. And then the Overtime Elite from 2021 to 2023. Zoom. There we go. And then after that, the Wildcats in Australia from 2023 to 2024. You didn't like my
do
planes go?
I'm sorry, Top Hated.
I don't know if that's a what's the noise the planes make? I guess I shouldn't be making one. Otherwise, you're in a little bit of trouble.
He might not get
Sarr and Risha Shea. Jonathan Gaboni mentioned the French Revolution. It's the first time since 2003 the top 2 picks in the draft didn't go to college. And now Alex Sarr is with Harmonica McNutt.
Well, congratulations, Alex. This is just the second time, or the third time, excuse me, that the draft's top 2 picks have not had college experience. How has France prepared you for a career in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just all over, everywhere I played, like you just built me for this moment.
Your brother, obviously a big part of your basketball inspiration. What has he shared with you about playing in this league?
I mean, he shared a lot with me.
That's where he wanted to go.
Everything I've learned is through him, and
let me tell y'all
something. Me all these
the only reason why this boy didn't go number 1 is because reports said that he did not want to go to Atlanta. I wish we gonna see, because the Wizards have been trash for years. Stop playing, DBZ. Fuck as you talk. Stop playing. Yeah, I know, Al.
Understandably so, seeing his dreams realized
they got
here.
us taking
and the Houston
Dalton
Rockets
Knecht.
are now on the clock. We talked about this as really being a very interesting inflection point in the draft. Are we going to see this pick selected? Are they going to move on? This is why, by the way, the Houston Rockets have acquired the number 3 overall pick. It goes way back to the James Harden trade. You can see all the particulars right here on your screen. I want to bring in our front office insider, Bobby Marks, into the conversation because, Bobby, Houston really has an interesting dual timeline that they're trying to achieve here. They have this young pick that they're about to bring in, and then they also are in win-now mode. How do you balance those two things?
Yeah, they also have Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, who's rookie extension eligible, and they've got the draft assets they acquired from Brooklyn now. So I think you're going shooter. They need a playmaker. 26 in assists last year here. I think you're trying to win now. Top 10 in defense here. But I think you do need to improve your offense, Malika.
The Rockets finished 41-41 in their first season under Ime Udoka. The pick is in. Let's send it back to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
The pick is in.
With the 3rd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Reed Sheppard.
Shit. I wanted us to get that nigga,
Reed Sheppard has been called the best shooter in...
Yo, that nigga Reed Sheppard? Listen, that boy can light it up. Oh my God.
Ago, Jay, that he would be in this position. He said that, you know what, I really wouldn't have believed you. He has risen so far up the boards. He's an outdoorsman. He loves camping in his spare time, and now he is headed to the Houston Rockets.
What a meteoric rise for Reed Sheppard. His high school AAU team was called the Leftovers.
I really want to see my Pistons get, bro.
But he is the best shooter in this draft. Shot 52% from 3 last year for Kentucky.
52% from
Makes
the 3.
great decisions in pick and roll situations, but he can shoot it from deep. He can shoot it off the catch and shoots very well off the dribble. An elite passing feel, very low turnover rate, and a very smart defender as well. He's kind of a free safety type defender. He gets a lot of steals, deflections, and blocks, and a very underrated athlete. Finished very high in the vertical leap, the standing vert, and the max vert at the NBA Combine. One of the questions when he is guarding the ball, can he stay in front of elite guards in the NBA? He's small, but man, he can really shoot it and has a great feel for the game.
The thing about Houston is what? It's hot. Reed Sheppard is the type of player that can go on a heater. He's a heat check kind of guy. But it's not just his three-point shooting. He can score from all over the court. 54% from the field.
I thought one of my teams would be
mid-range game. 52% from the three-point line is his immediate impact that he can take to the NBA. He knocks down his free throws. What impresses me the most are his basketball instincts. You can tell he comes from a basketball family. He knows how to play with the guys around him, whether he's drawing defenders and kicking. Assists per game.
No, I don't think they getting screwed. I think that, you know what I'm saying, this draft, I believe the best players, we're not going to know where they're going to come from. He can hoop. Yeah, J. Cool, he can shoot that ball, and he can pass, too.
Really impressed by his shooting.
I think Rob Dillingham going next.
But we know that John Calipari now, of course, at Arkansas, but he has an excellent track record of many, but particularly guards doing well in the NBA. You can see here De'Aaron Fox, John Wall, and Reed Sheppard now joining this elite group of Kentucky guards picked in the top 5. And now Reed Sheppard is with our Monica McKnight.
Sheppard family, Reed. A few minutes ago, you told me you were a little bit nervous. How are you feeling now?
No more nerves. I'm good. I'm super excited. This is awesome. Unbelievable. My mom's birthday today, so it's going to be a great night. It already is a great night, so it's awesome. I'm super thankful.
Happy birthday to you, Stacey. You guys have been a part of every milestone of his life so far. As parents who have been a part of this journey, what are you feeling tonight?
Just so thankful. Overwhelmed. Appreciation. So proud of Reed, and God's been so good to our family. We're so glad to be here.
We're just blessed and thankful to be here and enjoy it with my family. We've got 75 people, family and friends that are here, and get to celebrate with them. So it's an unbelievable day.
Listen, Cheyenne, tell these niggas again. I'm so glad I was just talking to my big brother about that. I'm so glad we got rid of Troy Weaver. This will be our first draft in 5 years without Troy Weaver. And let's see what Trajan Langdon do.
Congratulations, Mom, Jeff, and Stacey.
Hold on.
There's a whole lot of basketball, a whole lot of Kentucky royalty up there. But last night, Reed Shepherd, he tried his hand at throwing out the first pitch. Shall we take a look at how he did, Richard?
How'd he do? Better than Perks?
I mean,
there we go. Is that Mom catching it?
Yeah, there's a whole family up here. Perks' throw is the bar that we're setting here now.
No, I'm just wondering. I've seen some bad throws. Stephen A. We're gonna leave it out there. He's
Austin
up here somewhere.
Rivers, have you seen his? Well, and then Mom got a birthday cake earlier. It's her birthday. What better way to celebrate, Jay, than at the NBA draft, watching your son see his dreams come true?
I think you get a bigger cake. That's a cupcake.
Yeah, maybe the decorations are a little bit bigger than the cake. But now the San Antonio Spurs, they are on the clock. We're going to see them picking 4th and 8th overall tonight. So let's just take a look here. San Antonio joined the league as a part of the 1976 merger, bringing with them the Iceman, George Gervin. He was a 4-time scoring champ, but never got past the conference finals. David Robinson was the #1 pick in 87. Remember, he served 2 years in the Navy, joined the Spurs in 89, and the Admiral won the MVP award, but the boat has really picked up some speed. What noise do boats make? Duncan was drafted #1 overall in 97.
Oh, yeah, you know.
1999. They'd had 2 key international players in Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili, win 3 titles in a 5-season span. Kawhi Leonard, though, came on board in 2012, helping the franchise to their last title in 2014. The Spurs, they won nearly 70% of their games from 97 to 2019, but they've missed the playoffs the last 5 years. But now they have Victor Wembanyama, so anything is possible. Here's a look at the San Antonio Spurs draft headquarters here. We are looking at, Richard, the pick being in.
There we go.
We're going to hold that thought right now and send it back to the podium and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Stephon Castle from the University of Connecticut.
Stephon Castle, the freshman guard out of UConn, the Big East Freshman of the Year. He led Big East freshmen in points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game. He's really an excellent two-way player. His teammate, Kristen Newton, of course, the most outstanding player in the Final Four, said that Castle guards the other team's best player every single night. How do you add this piece to what Victor Wembanyama is building in San Antonio?
Well, he's like a shutdown corner in football. He's a strong, powerful 6'6" athlete with a 6'9" wingspan that is tough. He's fearless, and he's a winner.
I love this moment between teammates.
Yeah, there he is with Dan Hurley as well. National champion this last year, but a playmaker really on both ends of the floor. But as an individual defender, he locks you down on the ball, stays in front of the ball, fights through screens, and he's got, when he grabs a defensive rebound, he's got rip and run ability. He can handle the ball like a point guard. He can play out of pick and roll. The one thing, he's a limited shooter right now. He needs to improve his shooting consistency and the consistency of his mechanics, but it's not like his shot is broken or anything. He only shot 27% from 3 this last year at UConn. But I think he compares very favorably as a bigger Drew Holiday. That's how much I think of his defensive ability. Wow. Stephon Castle is a great defender.
In his effort defensively, his skill set defensively, the way he moves his feet, the way he anticipates. I love what Dan Hurley said. He said, no freshman impacted winning like this champion. His combination of talent, work ethic, and humility. All of those things combined are what makes Stephon Castle this lockdown defender and this Terrence Shannon Jr., how talented of an offensive player Terrence Shannon Jr. is, and what Stephon Castle was able to do in the NCAA tournament.
He shut him off completely, and you're absolutely right, Andrea. Like, I think one of the things that was really impressive is he was injured early in the year, and when he came back and got legs underneath him, that's when UConn they went from a good defensive team to a truly elite defensive team, and he was a big reason why. Another was Donovan Clingan blocking shots inside and controlling the paint. But you don't find defenders like Stephon Castle very often. He's a great defender.
And Rich, you have something in common with Stephon's father. He was also a teammate of Tim Duncan's, but him at Wake Forest.
Well, no, I think they're really excited to get a player like this. You can see what the San Antonio Spurs are building. They do it very methodically. They do it their way, and they're one of the best player development franchises that we have ever seen. So I truly believe that this is a great pick, and his shot will improve, as Jay said.
Here are the UConn players drafted in the top 5, and now Stephon Castle is with Moscow.
Stephon, congratulations. All right, we're taking a deep breath. You're headed to San Antonio to play with this guy, Victor Wembanyama. You may have heard of him, but when you think of the opportunity that you now have to add your championship pedigree to this organization, what are they getting?
I mean, they're obviously getting a winner. I learned how to win last. I'm coming in with mindset, and just to have a teammate like that next to you, I feel like it opens up the floor so much for you to grow and expand your game. So I just can't wait to get out there.
Coach Hurley, this young man was the first All-American, McDonald's All-American commit you got at UConn, and I heard you let out a woo when you got up here. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, well, he played like our first McDonald's, man. This guy, when you look at fit right there, the Spurs value winning, they value workers, they value championships, and this is just a perfect player for them to draft. For what they do with that organization, this guy is just scratching the surface.
Outstanding stuff. Stephon, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Stephon. And now the Detroit Pistons are on the clock, and the Trajan Langdon era begins for Detroit. So I want to bring in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, into this conversation. Detroit, Woj, doesn't have a head coach right now, as they are looking right now for who will be their selection with this pick. What's the timeline in which we could see a new head coach in place?
Malika, one candidate that the Pistons are planning to interview in the coming days, New Orleans associate head coach James Borrego. He and Langdon worked together there this past season. But right now, Trajan Langdon is fielding a number of calls at number 5 for the Pistons. Several teams have been trying to get up for the chance at getting UConn's Donovan Clingan. Among those teams, the Memphis Grizzlies at number 9. They imagine Clingan plugging right into their starting lineup. But right now, Detroit's fielding those calls. Charlotte would field them too if Clingan gets the 6. But I think for Detroit now, they're deciding whether they're going to keep this pick or there's a package they like to move back so someone can move up and grab Clingan.
Woj, thank you. It looks like maybe some decisions have been made as we take a look at Detroit's draft headquarters right there. Jay, Woj mentioned Donovan Clingan. Let's talk a little bit about his game, the back-to-back national champion.
Well, he's a rim protector, a 7'6" wingspan, and he's big, strong. That size and length, it makes him a great defender, but his timing is what sets him apart. He challenges everything in the lane and around the rim, and his timing, he doesn't leave the floor until the offensive player leaves the floor. Doesn't foul very much. He's a good rebounder, and he's got great hands. And he's actually, in pick-and-roll situations, he can hit a short roll, catch the ball, and make a pass out of it. He's a good passer, especially for his size, and the tallest maitre d' in America.
I like the fit. I like the fit. So Donovan Clingan, of
go.
course, the talent we're keeping our eyes on. But as our Adrian Wojnarowski literally just reported moments ago, the Pistons have decided to keep this pick and are focusing in on Ron Holland. Tell us a little bit about his game.
Well, I mean, you think of Ron Holland's perimeter play and his versatility at his size. Had an up and down year as far as the G League Ignite goes, but a player that can attack off the basket, that can get downhill. I think Ron Holland would be a great fit for Detroit.
As long as we skip the 17th pick and them trash-ass Lakers picking Bronny,
would go much higher than he was projected. And if he does go to Detroit, you're talking about a guy who's an above-the-rim finisher, an outstanding athlete. athlete, a big-time athlete that can get to the rim. He was the G League Ignite's best player.
And an excellent jacket there as well. We're getting close to this pick officially being in. Again, our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that this is where they're circling here on Ron Holland. But how big of an impact does it have, Richard, not having a head coach in place at the time of the draft?
Oh, it's huge because you don't understand. And again, free agency is not far away. And so when you look at the Detroit Pistons, obviously the way the coaching carousel has happened this year, there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for them to interview I think the level of coaches that they were like. Trajan Langdon just took over the job, and apparently the pick is in.
You want to send it back to the podium. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Let's go to you.
Let's go, Pistons.
With the 5th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Ron Holland II.
I like it. I like Dog. I watched some of his highlights. I did. I watched some of his highlights.
18 years old, but those close to him tell me that he is just flies beyond his years. He averaged nearly 20 points a game for the Ignite. As Jay mentioned, he did sustain a thumb injury in January, missed the rest of the season for what he says was precautionary reasons.
They're going to skip over the LA pick because they know it's going to be Bronny.
Last summer, he held his first Hoops and Health youth camp.
He was ranked 2nd in 2023. He led the G League Ignite with 19 points. Okay.
Asian Alfredo. You mentioned he plays the drums, so he's good at a little bit of everything.
Hold on. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't Shara. Everybody put a milk carton up for Shara because we ain't even seen her. What's going on? What's going on?
Ends of the floor. His skill set is so versatile. So whoever the coach is going to have a lot to work with Ron Holland.
And he's just 18 years old. He's an aggressive, lengthy wing that is a driver slasher.
What's going on? Watching these picks. I like this.
He plays really, really hard. The one thing he lacks right consistency. Shot under 30% on all jump shots, but he had a...
I like that. Listen. Long time no see. Listen, now we need to see what's going on with Listen, now we need to see what's going on with the Spurs and the boys.
He's an aggressive scorer. When he gets going downhill, watch his feet.
We got an aggressive scorer, his intensity level.
He picks up speed, he gains momentum, and he attacks the rim relentlessly.
Very good
as
pick.
he adds
The thing is, players that typically play for the G League Ignite tend to start out really slow at the NBA. That's why they dissolved the G League Ignite.
That we have seen.
The G League Ignite.
No, that's actually not true, Flight Mike. So, let me hear what the boy got to say.
That's also the first thing that jumps off the page. Where does that come from in terms of how you approach the game?
I think that comes from my family. Growing up, I grew up around a competitive family, super competitive with my uncle's side. Really just a lot of competing with anything when it comes to playing basketball, going in the street to race, and I think that was built into my family and that was instilled in me.
You will have your 5 minutes back when your trash-ass Lakers play. When your trash-ass Lakers pick, that's when you'll have your 5 minutes back because we already know who they picking.
And then that has carried me.
Y'all gonna go 11-71 with JJ Redick
throughout my whole journey.
So I got to take a little bit of a sidebar around because as we were preparing for this, you're 18. Your favorite artist is Teddy Pendergrass? Tell me more.
Hey!
Some people say I have an old soul, but I get it from, listening to all the music my parents listened
crazy.
To growing up. I really enjoyed listening to it.
Can't believe his favorite artist is Teddy.
Shut your ass up. So, Rob Dillingham got took. He gonna get taken soon. But we got Ron Holland.
Thanks to Ron Holland. The Charlotte Hornets are on the clock as the Charles Lee, Jeff Peterson era begins.
And Stephen Castle got picked as well. So I missed that one. I was up there, talking and everything like that. I hope they traded and Wiggins, nigga.
Do it all producer Kim is telling me in my ear. I didn't know you spoke French. Wow. We'll be right back.
I can't believe
Shut the fuck up. We about to get it in. Ron Holland. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good pick for me. What's good? What's good? Motion. Girl, it's only gonna be 2 rounds. I think. Damn. So, yeah. So you got Stephen Castle. That's exactly what the Spurs needed. This draft actually got some upside though, for real. I'm only doing the lottery picks because I don't give a fuck about nothing else, bro. I'm only doing the lottery picks because I really don't care about nothing else. After the lottery picks, who really cares? We're going to see where Bronny is getting drafted probably tomorrow, though. If LA don't draft him, he's not getting drafted till tomorrow. Right, after the lottery is just wait and see, for real. I wouldn't mind Bronny coming here. Honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with him coming here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have a problem with him coming here. But I think he's going to go somewhere like the Celtics or something like that. The pick is in. The pick is in.
Oh, because they're not going to have that many?
Bronny ain't signed with nobody. Bronny is going to be a project either way it go. But the Charlotte Hornets, their pick is in. The Lakers might get Zach Edey, though. Listen, LeBron, he can stay his ass somewhere else. But we don't need Bronny. We got 2 guards, literally. Like, we literally have 2 guards. We literally got a 3 or a guard. Bron ain't going nowhere. Do y'all know that Bron got a whole contract with LA? He not going nowhere.
2024 NBA Draft. The Charlotte Hornets select Tidjane Salaün from Cholet, France.
Who?
The Frenchman continues.
What's up with all these French niggas getting picked?
Selection of Tidjane Salaün. It's the first country outside the United.
Hold on. Don't judge though. I don't know who the hell this is.
3 top 10 picks here. He went from playing 17 total minutes last season for Chalet's pro team to moving into an impactful role with both the French League and the FIBA Champions League. He averaged just under 10 points, 4 rebounds in 23 minutes as the youngest player in France, as our Gavoni noted, to see real rotation minutes in the pro.
Grade the pick, guys.
He's just an energizer
No,
for
I'm
his
just saying though. Like all these French niggas getting picked in the top 5, top 10 and shit. It's like 3 French niggas that's picked with the lottery picks, which means Clingan going next to Portland. I've been hearing Donovan Clingan going next.
Pingus is something that Charlotte can use. His size, his versatility, and his defensive energy will also be big in Charlotte.
Jonathan Gavoni has more.
Malika Tijan-Salan.
Teach me who this guy is.
Talented power forward, only scratching the surface of what he can develop into at 18 years old. Some of the best physical tools in this draft. 6'10" and shoot.
I'm gonna tell you why they picking these French guys. Cause they can space the floor. They big. They 6'8", 6'9", 7 feet. Can space the floor. Some of them is real good on defense, like Alex Sarr. Some of them can put their head down and everything like that. Yeah, all these French niggas. They taking over right now, bro.
Remember, he's the youngest player to hear his name called tonight, not turning 19 until August.
Wow. 3 of the top 10 picks here tonight are from France. It's the first time that we've
Wemby's punching game.
But guess what? Remember though, Killian Hayes is from France. Remember that.
Put in the chat if you don't know who Tijan-Salan is.
Point guards in NBA history that is over there really kind of running a field team, picking up players, showing them the way, developing the talent. There is a French connection. There's a French explosion coming over here right now, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
What do you think about the French explosion coming in here, Monica McKnight?
We're about to enter into the Olympics, and the Olympics are going to be one of the most competitive collection of basketball talent that this world has ever seen, and France is going to be one of those big teams there.
French in hell.
Let's take a look here. Richard, that striking young man.
Yes.
Right.
In 2010.
Some of your French teammates.
Yeah, so that was a Hall of Famer in me and then a future Hall of Famer in me.
They might have got the one though.
You're gasping for air in both pictures.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, he the go to not having a jump shot, nigga. He the go to having Bronny James stats, nigga. He the go to having a nasty ass jump shot, nigga. He the go that he the first nigga ever to actually get traded and got waived. Nobody even wanted that bum.
Several teams were hoping to move.
Call Killian Hayes. I want to go 1-on-1 right now. I'll beat that nigga. Swear to God, all 3s to his mouth. Bow, bow, no diddy. I'm just shooting on him. I'm shooting 30-foot 3. You can't do that. And we gonna be on the double rim. Clingan going next.
For 7, Joe Cronin, their general manager. Mike Schmitz, our former colleague in ESPN. The first time he saw Donovan Clingan was with me at about 6 in the morning during Donovan Clingan's senior year of high school.
Stephen Castle and Wembanyama is gonna be crazy. Stephen Castle, who can play both ends of the floor. He can't shoot like that yet, but Stephen Castle. Yeah, we're gonna be on a double rim.
Great and all, but like, why are we not interviewing Tijan-Salan? Did he like see Zachary? We saw Shay's interview. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Donovan Clingan
with the 7th pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The Portland Trailblazers select Donovan Clingan.
Told y'all.
From the University
Told
of
y'all he's going there.
Grade the pick. I think.
Shara, this is the flight mic. That's the only way I could find it. They blocking all the rest of them. I didn't want to watch it on the TV because I wanted to be down here in my little setup. But Donovan Clingan, I told you.
Over the course of it is really, as we
100%
mentioned, known for his rim protection. But his entire motivation, as you see him embracing his family here, to become good, to become a great player, came from the passing of his mother in 2018 from breast cancer. That's when he decided to really get serious about basketball, working on and really honing his skills.
ESPN was on some bullshit.
And he said at this moment that when his name is called, I'll be able to say my mom as
they want to move on from DeAndre Ayton, I think.
Jay, and the Trailblazers are getting a tremendous talent.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of. Donovan Clingan has tremendous size and great length with a 7'6" wingspan. His defensive ability is really impressive, especially his timing. We talked before about when he doesn't leave the floor to block a shot until the offensive player leaves the floor first. And on the
It's impossible to pick favorites between my horses. But what else? No problem.
I like this one.
I think he likes me.
Don't nobody want to hear no motherfucking.
I don't want on an island. No, Kevin. Don't do this, Kevin. Kevin, don't do this. Don't do this, Kevin. Don't do this one, Kevin.
That's not going to be my primary defense with him.
Don't do this, Kevin. He cannot switch onto a Kyrie Irving or a Luka Doncic.
Hey, I hope so, nigga. Shit. I hope so, DBZ. I take Wemby, brother. Shit. Hey, next year though, Cooper Flag, whoever he go to, they gonna be cold. Bronny to the Celtics.
Shea Gildas, we can go down the list.
Not getting cooked. Here's the politically correct way to say it, King. He's a traditional big.
I mean, but can you be a traditional big right now in the NBA and expect to win? I don't know.
Traditional because it's become rare. Like it's definitely.
Did you hear what she just said? You can't win with no traditional big. Yes, you can. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Shut up.
Surprises me is that he's only averaged 17.5 minutes per game in his career. That's the one thing that stands out.
And he had a foot injury last year.
And he had a foot injury last year as well. So
I'm looking at Pelton's list here. Number 2
not be knowing what they
says
talking about, bro.
Donovan Clingan.
Wait, hold on, because I feel like Wendy is throwing shots. It's about the 4th time now.
I mean, the data is he's got him number 2 on his board.
Yeah, I'm
Jacoby Walters is nice too.
Well,
Zach Eden.
So what's your ultimate ceiling on this guy?
So I think there's a lot of elements of Rudy Gobert potentially there.
No, that's not Malika. Just somebody who look like her. Rob Dillingham might go next.
What you want him to do? You want him to hang back around the rim and block
Castle probably could be
because he does have the ability to do that, like Gobert. I mean, 4-time defensive player of the year is too much to ask for any 20-year-old, but I think that's the kind of ceiling. And then offensively, that's the bigger question mark because, as you mentioned, the athleticism, to me, the biggest issue is he doesn't jump.
Yeah.
So Gobert, so much of his offense is vertical spacing out of the pick and roll.
Bigs.
Can you find a way for Clingan to be productive offensively without that? And maybe that requires him to develop as a three-point shooter.
So my biggest thing is defensively, right? When you look at Clingan on defense with more space on an NBA court,
into a traditional big.
Will the
Anthony
block
Davis
rate,
can't even shoot the
will
three
his
no more.
rim protection look the exact same?
As long as
because
you got
now
like
I think
a
you're having to
KG type
chase
of
a guy
big,
like a
KG could
Jokic off
shoot
a
the
pick and pop, right? So now it looks different. I mean, I don't think you played against high-level bigs in college. So you can kind of sort of hide yourself a little bit because there's no three in the key. A lot of bigs don't pop. They don't shoot. They're not as versatile. So now, will the rim protection look the exact same with more space on the floor? Because I don't think his mobility and his foot speed is that great.
Wendy, do you think that defense...
A couple-way wing player. I mean, it's not just trying to upgrade their defense. I question, their 2 top picks last 2 years, Scoot Henderson and Donovan Clingan. I don't know how they
on
fit
that
together.
Balco.
It's not a prototypical thing you would see in 2024. But also the Spurs are back on the clock here. We'll see what they do. They got a guard in the first thing here in their first pick at the four.
2 high draft picks.
There was some thought that they would maybe take Clingan if they had a chance at 4. They are now going to have a chance at 8. But it will be it'll be interesting to see the direction that the Spurs go here. This also is a pick that
go ahead and pick Rob Dillingham.
Traded because the Spurs are looking to.
You said Bron gave him the script.
Add to their ready-made players, and we're getting down to the spots where, where somebody would trade for value would be. So I think the Spurs have an interesting pick here, and it'll kind of solidify where the draft are going. There's some guys who are kind of high up on some draft boards who are still up there as a product of Ron Holland, Ron Holland going and Salon going up there. So there could be some teams that might have interest in moving into 8 here. We'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be my next question, because I feel like the main objective of the Spurs this offseason should be building around Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
What do you think, King, that the Spurs do here? Do they make a trade? Do they make a pick here and then down the line do something else? Like, what do you think they're thinking?
I can see it too.
Well, what I really wanted to happen,
put some good
which didn't happen,
I
I wanted to get Clingan at 4 and then get a guy like
2.
Rob Dillingham at 8. And the reason why is because Rob Dillingham is
play the 1.
An absolute bucket getter. I believe in him 110% that he has star potential. And you might disagree, but I believe in him 110%.
Rob Dillingham is kind of still raw. He's not in Pelton's top 10. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I believe it. But what I will say is that we know that the one area that Rob Dillingham struggles in is defense. Well, if you get Clingan and you have Wemby at the 4 or 5 spot, move Wemby to the 4, now that cleans up for all his deficiencies on the defensive side. So I would have loved them right here to go get a guy like Rob Dillingham. Yeah. But what they're going to do right now at 8, have no idea, because now you have Stephon Gals. I have no idea what they're going to do. I mean, they might trade it if they really want to go get something that's more ready right now.
The Spurs take a wing.
But I would have loved to see them draft Rob Dillingham. I mean, who knows? They still might. But
the pick is in.
Okay. You're going to be happy.
The pick is in.
Oh, they did it.
Did it.
Wow.
Wendy's got the upper hand here. I feel like you already know what the pick is.
Rob Dillingham to the Spurs. Rob Dillingham.
I don't know what they're going to do.
The Spurs going to be cooking next year.
Obviously,
the Spurs going to be cooking next year.
This fits in or translates once,
the Spurs gonna be cooking next year.
But possibly not.
Good job, Spurs. Big Rob.
What's happening?
Big Rob Dillingham. Listen, I've been watching Rob Dillingham since in high school, bro.
All day.
Shifty as hell.
Because I think
ball handling is crazy.
He's
good. He's a good playmaker.
Comparisons.
He's not really good on defense,
Rob Dillingham
but
can be Darius
when you got Wembanyama,
I think that he is
and Stephen Castle is good on defense.
When you look at his shot selection, right, he was very efficient. 44 from the 3, 48 from the field. But if you look at the types of shots that he was taking, everything is almost tough with this man. So to be able to put it in the rim at a 44% clip from behind the arc on the level of shots that he was taking, he is an elite level scorer. Also averaged 4 assists a game.
Listen,
playmaking, setting guys up, right? He can still get better at that area. He's not great at it yet, but he's good. 4 assists, 2 to 1 assist to turnover ratio guy.
What I tell you about
Wemby, this guy has everything that you need to be a star. Like, look at this finish right here. This finish is absolutely disgusting. He has everything you need to be a star in today's NBA.
44 from the 3.
All he needs to do is just give effort on the defensive side. And I hate to say this.
I know, all the good stuff that you say,
I know.
And now
it breaks my heart, but he has to give effort.
Effort on defense.
He doesn't give effort.
That's a big question mark for me. That's a big question.
He doesn't give effort, but gives a little.
Minnesota has just traded for the 8th pick and Rob Dillingham.
Let's see what Minnesota.
We got Rob Dillingham and Ant-Man.
Well, again, I think San Antonio is looking for players who can help right now.
Yeah.
So let's see if there's a rotation player coming to San Antonio.
Rob Dillingham is going to Minnesota
164 at the draft
to play with
that Ant-Man. People. Now, obviously, he's not. He's not fully developed. He's going to get a chance to put on some weight, but 164 is a scary number. Scouts that I talk to think that he might be ticketed to be a great bench scorer. They sort of see him maybe as that type of, play, like a Lou Williams type player. Cam Thomas.
Listen, bro.
Am I bringing you down?
You bring it down a little bit. Listen, I'm going to go the opposite way because I don't know. I played against Darius Garland when I was in college, and the one thing that I noticed is he's probably about 6'2",
we need Rob Dillingham.
But he was extremely small too, right? The size does concern me a little bit because can you get bumped off some of your
potential right there?
Trying to get to your spots, can you get bumped off your path a little bit? But I don't know. The numbers just don't lie. What they say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't ever lie. So I just think that his shooting efficiency from the field on the amount of tough shots he took
is in
just translates into today's NBA, and I think he has everything that you need in order to be a really, really elite scorer on this level.
I'm on the Hoop Collective. You know, Wendy. You know, Wendy got the insider. So,
and that's a team that looked really, really, really good.
The pick is in though for
Memphis. Mike Conley signed
Zach Edey
an extension
to Memphis.
Paid him less than
Zach
couple of years, but Minnesota needs
they need a big man.
Zach
Zach Edey to Memphis.
Look at Dillingham and
Zach Edey.
That he can be our lead guard as opposed to just kind of a combo guard off the bench for them.
I'm only doing a lottery
whatever
picks
it is
because after that it don't matter.
They don't have many draft picks available to trade.
And then I'm gonna see if Bronny get drafted. I'm gonna be back on here.
It was funny because I saw an interview, I think it was on our areas.
Because the Warriors don't have a first round pick, so I really don't give a fuck.
Don't sleep on guards at Kentucky. You know,
they're all
Emmanuel
good.
Quickly, Tyrese Maxey, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. These guys keep going lower. And of course, the reason for that is because those guys had no spacing around them in John Calipari's offense in Kentucky. So he's kind of telling on himself a little bit.
So the Timberwolves traded a 2031 unprotected first and a protected 2030 pick swap for the Spurs.
But also on this pick, look at who the
Timberwolves
have.
They sent 2 picks to the Spurs for Rob Dillingham.
The Timberwolves are trading a 2031 unprotected
Oh no, we did that already.
and a protected 2030
We finna get PG and Bobby Portis. We good.
Dillingham sources tell ESPN. That's from our Adrian Woj.
We finna get PG and Bobby Portis.
You got the details right there.
But if you listen, we talked about his lack of defense. Well, 2 through 5 on that Timberwolves team are playing defense. So you can work around it and figure it out.
I will say this: their
pick is in
here.
Yes, 2031. J. Cool
that just added money to their payroll, and Minnesota, has been worried about money.
Rob Dillingham don't got to worry about defense in Minnesota.
Oh, Zach Edey.
Zach Edey going to Memphis. What I just say? What did I just
where's
say?
Zach Edey on your projections?
What I just I'm cooking right now. I am cooking with grease right now.
Love traditional.
Y'all tell these niggas. Y'all tell Ticket. Y'all tell Players Choice. Y'all tell Orderman. I'm the one. I'm the one.
Zach Edey going to the Memphis
I'm the one. I'm
Grizzlies.
Shang Tsung.
What do you like about this pick with you just jumping out of the seat right there?
Well, I mean, he has been the most productive
called it.
Player.
Zach Eden and Ja Morant, boy.
Team apart from some of the seniors.
Memphis making the playoffs next year.
We'll talk at some point about
Listen, Zach Eden is ready right now. He's ready right now.
Edey was this productive.
Zach Eden played 4 years in college. I watched him.
He was splitting time with Travion Williams.
They lost.
Just tremendously efficient, and then was able to translate.
What is his name in the chat?
Last couple of years.
Who did they lose?
I have a lot of questions about how it's going to work defensively for
Steven
him.
Adams.
Along the lines
they lost Steven Adams. They get Zach Eden, who is a way better offensive player than Steven Adams.
Marjanovic type in the NBA.
Listen, bro.
That's the big question here.
Memphis was determined to get
Zach
center
Eden,
and this is the center that
that's about to be crazy, nigga.
He's a polarizing player, Zach Edey. I mean, he has worked on his body.
Keep sleeping on Zach Eden.
A little bit closer to maybe what you would like to see in a guy who
you got one more pick.
His feet are slow, man. His feet are slow.
So what? That nigga big as hell.
He is extremely skilled with his hands. He is 7'4". He's got a 9'7".
Listen what I tell you,
reach.
boy.
He basically dunked the ball on his tiptoes.
I'm about to pin that, Shara.
So
I'm about to pin your
comment. He's going to be able to put the ball in the basket, but he is going to be a target. And Pelton,
get your shit together, boy.
That's worrisome at the 9th pick.
Listen,
I think there's a spot at this draft where that's a worthwhile pick.
You got a team now, for real. You got a real big man.
Their track record in the draft is generally pretty good, and they've generally, when they've gotten their guy, they've done well. Again, I'm waiting for additional information.
He about to go crazy.
Just how serious those talks.
Keep sleeping on that boy. Yeah, he's slow. His feet slow and everything like that. And keep sleeping on that boy though. They got the outside with bang from the three. You got Ja who can get into the paint and can he can play make. He gonna be he gonna be Eden.
Yeah, I have some concerns, to say the least.
You got a lot of concerns and you got a lot of notes.
But what I will say is this thing I'm most impressed with him. He won National Player of the Year.
Bro, I'm not listening to none of these motherfuckers on here.
in one season.
I have
and
some
get
concerns.
Better, right? He put in the work and he improved his game. Typically, you win National Player of the Year. You got it made, my guy. You are on to a fast track to success. You can stay the same and you're fine, right? He actually improved. He improved his touch. He improved his finishing. He improved with his hands. He got overall better that next year.
The pick
and he
is
went
in
back to back Player of the Year.
Utah.
So that's what I'll say. I'm impressed because of his work ethic
is in for Utah, and then I'm getting on
wanting
up
to
out
be
of
great.
here.
However, he is limited. And limited with his foot speed, limited with his mobility. I think that can cause a major concern, especially we keep talking about the pick and roll coverage. Now, I will say he's getting cooked in the NBA if he gets onto a switch. 100%.
Oh, yeah. My God.
So that's my concern.
All right, let's send it back out to Chicago to the Numbers on the Board podcast with the Utah Jazz pick coming in.
Thank y'all. It's been pandemonium. Let's wait
Cody
for this pick for the Jazz.
Williams.
That's Cody Williams from Colorado.
So Cody Williams.
Let's talk about him for a little bit and then go back to
Utah.
some of the other stuff that's happened.
I like this pick for Utah.
Cody Williams goes to Utah.
Come in there and do a lot of the different things that they need. I was concerned about how the draft was going to pan out because they have Taylor Hendricks, they have Keontae George. So I was kind of concerned that Ron Holland would be off
Cody
the board
Williams,
and they would have to take
he has a brother in the league, right? Who is his brother?
But I think they continue to get younger. They continue to get more lengthier. Walker Kessler, Taylor Hendricks, and Cody Williams.
I know he a
looking
brother
like
to
your front court
somebody.
of the future potentially. And then you have Keontae George. So there are some things building here. I'm still really focused when it comes to Utah on the rest of the pieces that they have. What's going on with Larry Markkinen? That's kind of been quiet. What's
Jalen Williams,
Clarkson, because there are some directions that they could go and continue to build. They have another pick at 29 that
Alex
they may try to use to come up some more, which I've heard. So it'll be interesting to see what the Jazz do. But I do like this pick. Cody Williams
Ron Hollins
is almost a steal.
Yeah.
Then you got the French dude, whatever his name is,
TJ Shea.
Having all the tools to be a defender in the league. I think
TJ
he
Shea.
has all
You
that.
got Rob Dillingham, who got traded to Minnesota.
Finishing around the basket. He might not be
Zach
jamming
Edey,
on
who
you, but
just
he
went to the
has like
Grizzlies.
the scoop
Cody
layups,
Williams
the flow.
going to Utah.
The flow game is elite with him. So he definitely has all the tools to be a good scorer in this league. If you try to chase him over
Have to see, man.
do enough. So
these are some
I
good
like
picks.
a lot, man.
And just
some good picks, man. But that was the lottery picks, man. I'm happy for y'all tuning in with your boy. If Bronny get drafted, I will be back.
It was like
it's been your boy, who is Hendo. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to J. Cool, Cheyenne, DBZ. Shout out to Shara, all of y'all, man. It's been your boy. I'm out.
Maybe not the best ending for him, but